Sabrina Thompson stood looking around the living room of her Malibu home, momentarily at a loss. It was a spectacular modern house. Everything was white and open and airy. She and her husband had loved the location and the view of the beach and the ocean. Malcolm had bought it from a famous Hollywood producer for a fortune. They had gutted it and almost completely redesigned it as their romantic weekend getaway, with the eventual intention of using it as their retirement home, their home base from which to travel. Malcolm had had an epiphany 3 years before when he turned 50 and their youngest child, Colette, Coco, left for college in New York at Parsons School of Design, her lifetime dream. He decided to retire in 5 years at 55. They bought the Malibu house as their future home and planned to sell their enormous Bel Air house after he retired and live in Malibu between trips. They had already put Bel Air on the market at an enormous price and expected it to take a few years to sell. They weren't in a hurry since he hadn't retired yet. It had taken them 2 years to achieve the look they wanted in Malibu, and they started spending weekends there as soon as the construction and decorating was finished. They had been empty nesters now for 4 years. Their oldest child, Justin, had gone to Yale, as Sabrina had. She had majored in fine arts, and Justin majored in business and economics and was now doing graduate studies at the London School of Economics for a master's in economics and management. He was 25. Elizabeth, Lizzie, their second child, had gone to Princeton, then straight to law school at Columbia when she graduated. She was now in her third and final year at 24. Coco had graduated from Parsons 6 months earlier and was doing an internship at Prada in Milan and loving it. Sabrina was the daughter of Hollywood royalty. Her father was a famous producer who had made some of the biggest movies in the industry, and her mother had been a promising young starlet when they met and fell in love. She had married him at 23 and abandoned her career immediately. He was 18 years older, and she had been a wife and mother for the rest of her life and had no regrets about her career. They had been wonderful parents and doted on Sabrina, their only child. Sabrina had followed in her mother's footsteps and married young at 22. She was a talented artist and had given up her career aspirations too, to raise her and Malcolm's 3 children. She felt lost at first when the children left for college, and Malcolm had encouraged her to open the art gallery she had always dreamed of. She had opened it in a beautiful space on Melrose Place in L.A., and had fun with it. She treated the artists she represented like her children and loved their work. She sold their paintings and sculptures at moderate prices to make the work accessible and help advance their careers. It was a labor of love, more than a job, and she was having a great time with it. She had owned it for 4 years and often traveled to art fairs to look for new artists. She was a talented muralist herself, but only used her talent now for their own homes and select friends. She loved being Malcolm's wife and her children's mother. She was a quiet, private person and had no thirst for celebrity or fame. All doors would have been open to her if she had wanted a career as an actress, but she had no interest in that whatsoever. Her only career aspirations had ever been as an artist, but she was focused now only on the work of the artists she represented, not her own. Malcolm had come to L.A. from New York to attend USC. He was also an only child, and after college he had gotten a job at a television network in L.A., where he had risen through the ranks with no help from his powerful father-in-law. He built his career on his own merits. He was 27 when he married Sabrina, and they had 3 babies in the first 3 years.